But it's Shola here. And what I am, let's see. So, to make a long story short, what I decided to do is that to harness the power of public accountability, in addition to following the whole ethos of Gary Vee, where he talks about uh, document, don't create, I wanted to start recording my process, my journey, if you will, where my goal is to focus on building out my YouTube channel. Now, the whole idea is that the a couple of things. The first thing is that I really have no particular desire to be in the course creation business, but I find that people often come to me and they ask me how I do things, and I also find that my performance is enhanced when I am explaining things to people. I'm sure you're familiar with the whole Einstein quote: you don't really understand something unless you can explain it simply to other people. So there are multiple benefits to documenting the process. Also, sometime down the line, you might want to turn your processes into a product that perhaps or training that perhaps maybe only your internal team might use, or you might license to people. I don't have to break down for you what the laundry list of benefits are to documenting your process. The best way of thinking about it, though, is that the every day you have 1,440 minutes in a day, right? So let's just say you're productive for half a workday, 4 hours a day. You're doing productive work. You're actually involved in a process that leads to certain outputs. So the simple act of recording it is creating digital assets. When you record, it takes recording. It doesn't matter what file format, video, audio, text. Recording it takes it from the level of IP, all right, just the knowledge inside your head, to a digital asset. You must record it in order for the first step to being able to eventually monetize your IP is recording it. So I came up with this really quick and dirty kind of hook, if you will, that I wanted to get your feedback on. And the whole idea for me is that I wanted to be very deliberate about like what inputs I intend to use in order to create this output. So the inputs are: number one, I'm going to set up a testing schedule. All right. Number two, I have to think about how much money I'm willing to invest. And number three is that I have to be very specific about what skills, the hard skills and the soft skills, are going to be required as inputs to get the output that I want, which is 10,000 subscribers. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers because once you have 10,000 subscribers, you can use YouTube. I think twice a month you can use YouTube's studios around the world, from Berlin to London to LA to New York. And also, too, I don't want to just be having subscribers to be having them. I want to generate revenue from the subscribers. I misspelled that word, so I'll go back and fix that. So the whole idea is that one of the reasons why I'm choosing YouTube as a channel is that when people because YouTube has an open network, when I share my videos and people watch them, then they can be added to a retargeting list, right? Like if I go really quickly here and go YouTube retargeting, all right, you'll see the very many ways that you can uh, target people once they start interacting with your YouTube content. Now, keep in mind, this is very different from very different from Facebook, where people have to be within the platform, right? So if I share a YouTube video on, for instance, Facebook, and somebody watches it, then that person is added to my retargeting list. All right. If I post a YouTube video on my website, okay, or in a forum or anywhere, all right. So these are just FYI, these are different ways that you can retarget people through YouTube. And retargeting is going to, because the 80/20 of ad ROI these days, very much has to do with retargeting. I'm placing a lot of emphasis on that, right? So these are different ways that you can retarget on YouTube. Obviously, if someone viewed a video, and they like the video, like the channel, all right. They viewed any video from a channel, okay. They subscribed, they shared, all this stuff, right? So that's the whole thinking behind it. Yeah, and again, just to kind of, if I were to write out some of the benefits, if you will, of the whole follow along benefits of following along. All right. Let's be like first step in turning your IP into tangible digital or marketing. All right. Assets. All right. Next one is teaching enhances your mastery of a task. All right. Teaching improves your communication skills. Positive peer pressure. When you put yourself out there, you do not want to disappoint. Okay. Obviously, building an audience, retargeting, email, social. All right. Those are just some of the benefits. Obviously, once you have your audience, you can monetize it. Okay. So, another one I didn't really mention is that this is ad revenue from YouTube. This might seem small, but consider the fact that if you just earned, I'm using some really, let's say you earn $100 a month from your ad revenue times 12. All right, that's $1,200 a month. Now I use a particular dividend rate, like I use 4 to 5% as a metric for like determining how much of 4 to 5% dividend as a metric for determining like how much an asset is worth to you, right? So as an example, if you have some stocks that are giving you a dividend of 5%, okay, 5%. If you just do the inverse of that, is basically 20. So if you have something getting something that pays you $100 a month, all right, times 12 months in a year, all right. Okay, if you divide that by a 5% dividend yield, all right, and you can just go online to figure out why 4 to 5%, okay, is about right. Then that's like building a $24,000 asset, right? So the thing is that these are really roundabout rough numbers, but the whole point is that if I post these videos and eventually after I stop, they are earning like $100 a month, it's like I've built a $24,000 asset, right? Like that's the equity value of it, if you will. If you want to be more conservative, you say 4%, all right, then that's $30,000. Okay, so the whole point is that thinking through the process of how you can actually build an asset and then how that asset can generate income using the whole rich dad poor dad ethos is a very good way of making sure that you're spending your time doing something that's not just going to generate income in a short period of time, but in years to come. I randomly chose 445 days because that's about between now and the end of 2020, right? So that's about 14 and a half months, if you will. Okay. So that's my whole thinking behind it. I would love to have your feedback on whether or not you think it'll be useful for me to list the skills that I feel like are necessary to hit this goal. So this is the input, right? and that's the output. All right. And the whole idea, for instance, is that two goal it says three, but let me just name like two goals, two soft skills that are going to be paramount to this, like focus and consistency. Right, without consistency I'm not going to be able to hit this goal. Right, so no, people don't really think about consistency as a skill that you have to apply to content creation, but it's very important, and nobody really talks about that. People talk about doing the right keyword research, but a lot of people don't really drum in the fact that you're going to have to build up the skill of consistency if you're going to get content throughout the door every month or every week or every day for 14 and a half months. Another one is focus. Okay. Resilience. As in terms of hard skills, one would be like keyword research. Another one might be like video editing. All right. So that's kind of where I am. I'd love to have your feedback. Let me know what you think about the attraction of this hook. And again, me doing this video is as much about mastering the skill through practice as it is about getting any one particular piece of content out there. When you first start doing this stuff, you might be rambling, it might be too long, you might be all over the place, but I just really understand that it is the practice of the task that leads to the end result that you want. And consider the fact that of all the billions of people on the planet that, let's say, are adult age, everybody is doing something, right? But very few of us have the wherewithal, if you will, to start documenting our processes and then sharing it with the right audience. And in doing so, moving from the knowledge in your head to really creating tangible, yeah, digital assets. I would say into 10,000 new subscribers, $1 million, and let's just say 6-figure digital digital assets, or say digital, or another. Some people always call them marketing assets. I want to give a shout out to. I'm gonna push pause on the video for a second. Well, I can't really push pause, but I want to give a shout out to the fellow Alan Dibbs, marketing, who wrote the book. I just exchanged some emails from him. Alan Dibb, YouTube, Amazon. He has one of the top books on Amazon right now. All right. And even though I've been at this for a while, like, you can never, one of the reasons why I started paying attention to this fellow's book is because of the quality of the reviews. And also too, if you look at the quality of his reviews, the feedback, and this was the first, at one point it was the first, but it was number one in small business entrepreneurship. You get a lot of value from it. And one idea that Alan's really big on is being very deliberate about how much time you spend each week or each day building marketing assets. And he likes to look at marketing assets in a guy, what's his name, a Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad kind of way, which is that a digital file doesn't really become an asset until it starts generating income, right? So is your digital content generating income? It can't be defined as an asset until it starts generating income, and that's a very specific checkpoint, if you will, that your content has to meet requirement, right? Because we all have content out there, but content that's not generating income can't be really considered an asset, right? And so it's really pushing you to make sure that your content is generating generating income, right? So that's it. Let me just do another thing. I'm going to do is just go view and present. That way, probably when Google goes to, I'm doing this so you can see how I do this. When Google goes to create the thumbnail for the video, I'm hoping that it'll grab this specific. Let me just wait until this is removed. again, these little things are things that just by showing it, people can do it. Let me say hit hide. Okay. Yep. Usually this thing right here um disappears after a while. Uh, but there you have it. All right. This is showing them out.